Hi everyone, you ever have one of these moments where something just clicks? So I was getting my hair cut last week and this song was playing in the background. Chill, ambient, kind of indie, and halfway through I realized, damn, this was made with AI. That hit me. Fast forward a few days, I'm on a local radio show and the host asked me, do you even listen to AI generated music? And I was like, I'd love to, but how would I even know? Nobody actually tags their music like that. Plus, real talk, when you're into a specific music genre, you eventually burn out hearing the same songs over and over again. So I thought, what if I could just generate more songs in the style I love whenever I want automatically? That's where this idea was born. Today I'm going to show you how I automated music creation using Suno.com and no-code AI tools like n8n, so you can build a personal music engine that pumps out fresh AI songs in your favorite vibe, hands-free. Let's dive in. There are plenty of different YouTube videos that would have just, an image of the front end or basically a lot of the background music with it, and you can't really actually tell whether it's a real or AI generated song. I can't actually claim this is a AI song, but it very sounds like it. Let's actually take a listen. Sort of has a chilly vibe. And basically it's pretty much the same. So you have 3 hours of such a music, and actually this video got 1 million views in just 3 months. This is crazy because many businesses are actually using this music to place it kind of in the background in their shops, beauty salons, etc. Like people would just put it in the background and that's it. And these songs are actually getting a lot of views and popularity. So today, what I'm gonna do is I thought about, okay, well, if we can actually create this ourselves with our own playlist with the songs that we actually like, or maybe eventually create our own channel with AI generated music. With this particular thing, we would be using the application called Suno.com. And when you go to the Suno, basically need to create an account. You can sign in with your Google account if you have a Google account. And then basically there are plenty of music that other people have generated already that I really like. So I suggest you go to Explore tab and just try different stylists. And many more. So we're not gonna spend time on this one. You can actually go here and create your own songs. And I've been creating these songs actually for the background music of some of my videos. By the way, if you're on a free tier, you will actually have no commercial use rights on the songs that you've generated. If you're on a pay plan, you have commercial use rights to use these songs. Okay, and this is how the actual sort of user interface looks. You can have a simple creation where just outline what kind of style you want your music to be in. And if you want just instrumental without lyrics, that's the way to go. Or you can have a custom creation where you can add the style and the lyrics and pretty much everything you want to customize here. You can have some other options to add some weirdness to your music and so on. And other things they've added, actually you can add a persona or inspiration. So you can have like a beat or something to record it in reality, basically upload it right in here and it will take the beat and generate a song around it. So there are pretty cool features around here. But the only difference with this one that if I want to use this in the production application, they don't have API. So whenever I need to generate a song, I will need to go into this application, basically user interface, pays them money for a monthly fee or something for the credits, and basically generated it here. If I want to automate this thing that I want to release kind of a new video or a new video every other day, and I need to generate like 20 songs or 30 songs per video, then basically classify which are good ones, which are best ones, it will be a lot of manual work. And that's not what I actually want to be doing. So that's why we're gonna use for this Kie.ai for accessing the Suno API. Basically here, if you log into Kie.ai, it's basically another service like, like you have Fall.ai or some other services. And they provide a bunch of different APIs, but the cool part is that they have a Suno API. And in order to access it again, you will basically just go in and log in with your Google account if you have one. And if we go to their models or model market, we got text to music, so we can have Suno API right in here. As for the interface, pretty much similar as every other kind of application like this. And here we can just say the song description and have a custom mode and have a few boxes right in here which would look like similar to what we have here. The only difference is with the standard kind of playground feature, we have some limited availability here. So as you can see here, we've got, only in the custom mode, the title and the style of the music, not so many things. But if we're going to use API, we will basically have all those previous options that we have in the original Suno app right in here. We will have it in for customization. So that's why I'm not going to use it right in here. I'm going to click straight to go to API. And here we got a quick start, and basically you can do pretty much different things here. You can generate music, extend, generate lyrics, and many other things. What we're going to be interested now is basically generating the music. So in order to generate the music, we'll be using the curl requests, which is right in here. So we're going to copy paste that, and now I'm going to get back to my n8n scenario. And here I will need to add the HTTP request. And instead of, setting up the settings myself, I'm going to just import the curl sample, and it's going to take all the information and fill this in for me. So what we have here, we've got the URL, we've got the post request. What we have else, we've got a couple of headers. And here we see the using the fields below, authorization, bearer token. So now what we need to do, we need to substitute this token with the actual token that we have. So for this one, we need to go to our account. Here we go to market, and we need to select API key. So basically right in here, you will copy paste your key, and you will paste this right in here. I'm gonna just go and create a new key. So now I'm gonna copy this key and I'm gonna paste it right in here. So once it's pasted in, we're gonna go and check what we have here. So here we got the prompt that we're gonna use for the inspiration of our music. Then we got a style, the title of the music, custom mode, instrumental. So instrumental essentially means it doesn't have lyrics. Here we can pre-select different models, and for the most cases, I would actually use V5 model. The callback URL, it actually asks the callback URL at all times, and I don't have a specific one, so I'll just use a sample callback URL so that it just exists because it asks for it. And this is actually needed for it to send me back the request. We can have a webhook here from n8n, for example, so that whenever it finishes the request, we can take it from here, other than just pulling the request every single period of time. This is how we're going to do this, and I'm going to show it in a moment. Then we can have negative tags, vocal gender, so either male or female. And once again, if you want to check all those settings that are right in here, you can go basically to the API and they describe it right in here. So we've got what means instrumental, what are the different models, what is the prompt, what are the limitations that you have here, etc., etc. So you can read all the information right in here. What we are really interested, this is kind of the first thing, and let's actually execute the step and see if that works. So basically what you're going to get from this one is 200 code, which means that it executed successfully. And if we go back to our Kie.ai, if we go to logs, we can actually see that this thing is actually running. So what we were able to do, we were able to actually execute the operation here in Kie API so that it actually runs. The problem is that if we run it just once, we don't actually get the result, and this is what we actually need. So in order to get result, we'll need to use another module, which is going to be another HTTP request. And then with this request, we're gonna go and basically check the status. So get music task details. Basically, it's gonna tell us if the job that we just launched actually finished or not. So we're gonna take this curl, I'm gonna go back to n8n, I'm gonna say import curl, I'm gonna input the data right in here. Once again, I need to check back the token. So I got my token right in here. The only difference here, I don't have my task ID. And if I go back to the API here, it says that you check the status, and in order to check the status, we need to pass the task ID. So task ID is a query parameter. So I'm gonna copy paste this thing, and I'm gonna get back here. So we got a task ID, and the task ID will be taken from the previous node. So let's actually execute and see. So this one says, okay, so this is the task ID, and the status is success. Success means we have finished, so we have our songs. So once this is done, we can have another module, which is going to download the song for us. Well, in our case, we actually have the song in the MP3 format, and I think we have a specific link to actually access the song. Okay, so this is the song that we got. So now for the next module, we're just gonna use this link to actually download the song right in here. and that's going to be in the data format. So let's see that. Okay, so once we have that, we can upload the song to our Google Drive, for example. And on the Google Drive, we'll be able to, access that file. Let's upload a file and let's use this data. Let's name use song. And as this one, let me actually go and select Suno API. Okay, so if I click this one right in here, the song with the name new song is going to be added to my Suno folder on my drive, so that I can play this song straight away from here. Okay, so this is kind of a simple how it actually works. The only difference there is that from this moment to this moment, there will be some time, because whenever we launch this operation, we're going to check the status, and the status here will tell us that this is not ready yet. So if I'm going to launch it right now, I got an instant error. And the reason for an instant error is that cannot read properties, because there is no single URL yet created. So we have launched this one, we check the status, and the status in this case is yet null or pending. So the status is pending. The operation hasn't even started, it's just in an order, it's pending. And of course we don't get this one. So in order for this to work, we either need to use a callback URL, which is going to be a webhook from another scenario, but so that we stay within one scenario, don't make it very difficult. What we can do is we can add here a wait module. So we're going to wait for 10 seconds, and we're going to check if this information has updated every 10 seconds. That's kind of one thing. And the other thing, so this one is create a song, and this one is check the status. So this one, check the status. So here, what we're going to add another module, which is going to be switch module. And we're going to set that if the status is equal to pending. Actually, let me go here. If the status here is equal to success, then we're going to continue and we're going to go further. If the status is equal to pending, then we're going to loop it back. If the status is equal to some other things. So here, if we go to get music task details, we can see what are different options that we can get here. So we're going to get pending, text success, first success, etc. So I'm going to take text success as another option. And the final one, I'm going to take one more. If the text is equal to first success. First success is basically when the first song is finished and the other song hasn't finished yet. So in all, I'm sorry, I didn't need to execute it actually. So in all those steps, I'm going to return back to the fates module. So I'm going to be checking every 10 seconds if the status is equal to success. And if it's anything else, or it potentially can be fail. So if it can fail, you can have it in a separate route again. If it fails, if it doesn't fail, basically it should stay within here. And once this step is successfully finished, it's going to go further and basically download the song. So you can go here, download the song, and basically upload the song to the Google Drive. Okay, so yeah, that's basically how it works. And if I'm going to execute the workflow, let's actually wait and see how it actually works. So this guy will actually wait for 10 seconds, and then it's going to check the status. It says here, okay, so the status is pending. That's why here we actually went through the route. Which one? We didn't went through any route. Why that's so? Let's quickly check that. So for the status is pending, let me see if we get. We here we have pay, not pending. Okay, let's actually try again. Let's save it and let's try again. So I've launched a few songs already, I guess. So if we go to logs, we have a few songs running in parallel just because we have launched a few scenarios. But let's see it again. So the first thing here actually went through the first node, and because the first output of this guy was pending, it went through the first route, because this is the operation number 0, 1, 2, and 3, and that's why it went through the first route here. And now again, we see that 3 times it actually checks the data. It means 30 seconds already it was waiting for the song to be created. So let's wait a few more seconds and we're gonna get back when the song is created. All right, so it finally took it 140 seconds to finish 2 songs, and now we got the song downloaded right in here. Let's actually take a listen. I guess you get the idea. We're not gonna listen the whole song yet. So a couple things to mention here. So as you can see, it 5 times went through this route, 5 times through this route, and 3 times through this route. Just because 5 times it was pending, then the tag success means when the lyrics are generated, or sort of, you know, the first song text is generated. It's kind of instrumental song, so that's why I'm not sure why it shows tag success, but basically the next stage of the song, when something is ready, it shows tag success, and then finally the first success means when the first song is ready, because by default it will always generate 2 songs. So when the first song is ready, it's going to say first success, and it's going to proceed with the second song. Well, and for this case, we actually have this one to access only the first song. So basically here we have the first song, and here we have the second song. So ideally, we can actually create another module right in here. We can actually have this one here that we're gonna use here that will basically take not the first one, but the second song as well. And that way we actually download 2 songs in one. Okay, so this is how the actual process and the structure of it works. And then you can add another complication. So you can actually add another module where you can actually extend the song. So you can take the first song if it's not so long, for example 1.5 minutes, and you need a song for 3 minutes for a YouTube video, you can extend that song. You can also generate song with lyrics, and you can be more specific on types of genre you want to generate the music about. And you can also, of course, have an AI agent generate specific music lyrics and specific vibes for the music for you. So that's why for this case I have actually another scenario right in here, which looks a little bit bigger, but it's pretty much the same that I just showed you. So the difference here is we have a form submission that we're going to show whether we want the music with the lyrics or not, and what we want the music about. So for example, if I'm going to execute the second one, I can say I want a music in R&B. Let's do rap style, rap in a style of Eminem, and let's do Snoop Dogg. Okay, and here we can select an option if we want this with lyrics or not. So I'm gonna go for lyrics, of course. All right, so this is what happens if there's kind of a short switch module which says if we're gonna generate with lyrics, so we're gonna go this route. If no lyrics, we're gonna go this route. What actually happens here is this guy is basically generating the specific items that we need for the song. So style, weight, weirdness, constraint, audio weight, basically the custom mode, instrumental or not, etc. The prompt itself, the style, etc. The second guide that we have right in here, it will actually generate me the lyrics, and the lyrics for this one should be in specific format. So we have intro, we've got the verse 2, verse 1, we got chorus, etc. So that's why here I give it explicit instructions how it needs to be generated, and then this guy basically does it really well. So then what happens next is basically create a song. That's the same thing we did right in here. We're gonna create a song. The only difference is instead of these hard-coded values that we had before, we'll have dynamic variables that we're passing through from our AI agent that's going to do this for us. And then we're going to wait for the song to be generated. And I guess something happened in here. Let me quickly check what's wrong in here. So we've got this set of sensitive word error. Okay, I haven't seen this status before. So I guess what we're going to do is... let me see what was there. Oh, okay. Tags contain artist name Eminem. Okay. So, okay, got it. So the reason for this one is we need to adjust the prompting a little bit. So here, instead of the style by Eminem, let's do still gangster rap in a style inspired by Eminem or Busta Rhymes. Let's try like this, okay? Because we can't generate in the specific artist style because that's going to cause copyright issues. And that's why we're going to generate in a style inspired by. I guess that might actually help. All right, so now it's actually working. So let's wait some time until it finishes and see what the result we're gonna get. All right, and seems like it took 190 seconds, about 3 minutes to finish the first song. So let's actually go and take a listen. So we got the rapid fire. Why we have female voice? I said inspired by Eminem.
Concrete jungle, I'm stomping with steel toes.
Okay.
Shadow boxing thoughts, nobody really knows. Street
That's
lights,
better.
like a mind sharper than a shiv. Ambition on my sleeve, nowhere else I live. Back alley symphonies, broken hopes and schemes. Graffiti story spray, painted on my dreams. Talk isn't cheap when your future's on the line. Grinding through the static, trying to redefine. Enemies watching, but I give them nothing to see. I'm the echo in the
Okay, what else we got here?
Flow's always surgical, every word an earthquake, lyrical vertical, ducking straight curses and false.
I like the background beat though.
Piece moral scattered on the floor. Snapbacks, hoodies, my armor for the day. Mine like a chess game, always 3 moves away. On my fate, I'm fire in the city. No sleep, no sleep.
Okay, I can definitely agree that's not like Eminem type of style. It's still kind of a gangster rap type of style, but not like Eminem one. But I think it's a really good one. If you like rap, that's a pretty decent track, I should say. Let's take a listen for the second one that is generated.
Lights out, city closing morning. Sirens weaving through the morning. Concrete jungle, I'm stomping with steel toes. Shadow boxing thoughts, nobody really knows. Street lights flicker, mind sharper than a shiv. Ambition on my sleeve, nowhere else I live. Back alley symphonies, broken
Not
hopes
bad.
and schemes. Graffiti story sprayed, painted on my dreams.
I kind of like the first one a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. Cold world, but the flow's always surgical. Every word an earthquake, lyrical.
But I mean, it's not bad. It's a really good track. I if I were to hear this track on a radio or somewhere, I would probably take a listen. I mean, it's not really that bad. It's a really good one, I should say. The other thing I wanted to try is let's actually compare. So this is what was the original kind of song. They got 1 million views. So what if we just go right in here and we're gonna run this one again and we say, let's just copy paste the name of this general type of vibe and say we don't need the lyrics. Actually, we're gonna have instrumentals only song, and this is what this guys actually had right in here. It's only instrumental, nobody is actually singing here. So we're gonna get with this one. This will actually take a while because the first is gonna generate a song, which will take about 200 seconds or so, and then we're gonna extend the song. So it's about 3 minutes long, so that it's approximately how it actually is on a radio format. So we can, this one is for 3 hours and it actually has the music going for, I guess, 1 hour and a half, and then it actually repeats itself. So it's about 90 minutes to generate a playlist for 90 minutes. The least we need is actually 30 songs for 3 minutes, right? So that's why we would probably rerun this time, 20 or more times to get something like 40 songs, because not all are going to be the best generations and some are going to be pretty much the same. So that's why we want to generate that a few times, but that's all possible. And you have basically all the songs that you will need to tie in together and put on YouTube. That's basically it. So that's pretty cool. It's gonna take some time, and while it actually runs, let's actually take a listen to some other songs that I've generated when I was testing it. Here we go. Let's try this one, Blues Groove Junction.
Midnight heat on a red clay street.
I guess this one was something like Afrohouse, blues type of stuff.
Rhythm in my teeth. I woke up early with the sweat on my brow. Cornfield shadows stretching out somehow. Chainsaw choir hums in the far-off pines. Whiskey bottle shining in the workman's light.
Whiskey bottle shining.
Engine sputter singing blues to the ground. Cotton dust swirling don't make a sound. Wind on my shoulder, sun in my face. Heartbeat thumping, set in the pay. Oh, I'm working these acres till I bleed. Soul in my boots and fire in my knees. Dirt under my fingernails, sweat on my brow. Got those Agro-American blues. I'm breaking ground now.
I like this one. This is a good one. You definitely can hear some kind of blues vibes on the back and also kind of club type of music. Also, the cool part I really like about this one is that you can basically mix different music genres. Yeah, okay, that's the first one. Let's quickly check if this one actually runs. Okay, it finalized the first song and now it actually extends the song. So let's actually have a listen to another one. So this was another creation that I asked to do this in drum and bass type of style. So let's actually take a listen.
Neon lights flicker through the haze, shadows pulse, adrenaline blaze. Midnight city running in my veins, concrete thunder, hardwired lanes, faces blurred beneath sodium glow, rush of metal, nowhere to go, chasing echoes, losing my skin, sirens wailing, draw me in, every heartbeat like a drum, locked in rhythm, can't outrun, spinning faster, light is bending, caught inside the endless ending, feel the system overload, lights and shadows in control, lost inside a racing sound, can't slow down, can't hit the ground, we are running through the night,
A very long time till drop, almost like a minute.
take me deeper in the maze.
Okay, that sounds like a decent drum and bass.
Take me deeper in the maze. Sing the soul you blaze. Take me deeper
Another drop.
in the maze.
I guess the kind of the beat is exactly the same throughout this one. So there is another version for the drum and bass, but we're gonna skip this one. I guess there was another one in kind of the rap R&B slash style, so we can have another listen for this one before this one finishes.
Steel toe echoes on the concrete lawn. Yeah. Step into the alley, hoodie drawn tight, shadow box with trouble under neon light, grimy hands itching, sipping venom from a flash, tongue sharp as a trigger, don't even gotta ass, spit venom like Buster, never skip a breath, grew up hustling, hope out the back stairs of death, chain link fences, dogs bark at my stride, every scar on my face is a badge I don't hide, city bleeds stories, I just stitch them in rhyme, bulletproof rhythm, got a clock full of time, might get my grip in the world in my pocket, hold on full blade, alright.
It's sort of okay. I'm not sure which one was a little bit better. Maybe this one. But they're pretty similar. Yeah, they're pretty similar. All right, so I think we got the guy from here. Let's actually take a listen from this new song that we just created. So once again, let's take a listen on the original one. So that kind of to get the vibe. Okay, and let's actually take a listen to what we just created. Oh yeah, from this part, that sounds very similar to the original one. Let me quickly take a listen to this one. Okay, so the difference that I hear is just the beat speed. So this one is a little bit faster in terms of the beat, and this one is a little bit slower. So that's probably what you can adjust. You can actually specify beats per minute, so how much beats per minute you want. And if you want a more like a slower version, so that's what you should actually prompt it to do. Other than that, I think the instruments, the instrumentals, the saxophone on the back, that's exactly the same. It's just the speed is just a little bit faster, but it has exactly the same vibe. Yeah, just a little bit kind of. Just a little bit faster, and that's it. So yeah, I guess you will still never get exactly the same sort of vibe, just because for every generation is going to be a new generation. There will be no exactly the same song. That's one thing. And also the kind of the lyrics and the vibe will be generated, in my case, by AI that again can, you know, be creative and generate something different from what it was before. So yeah, I guess that's pretty cool, and we can have, you know, a system that will consistently generate our tracks with lyrics or without, as we wish, you know, at scale, because we can have the system generate, you know, 40, 50, 100 tracks in a matter of time, and it will cost us you know, a few cents per song, I guess. If you need to generate 50 songs, you might pay, you know, a couple bucks or so. But I mean, if you can put it on a YouTube and, you know, get 1 million views per video, that will actually pay off, trust me. So yeah, that little moment at the hairdresser led me down this rabbit hole. And now I've got an automated pipeline that makes fresh tracks into the genres I actually enjoy. And honestly, it feels like I've got my own custom radio station here at home. If this video sparked any ideas for you, whether it's creating your own vibe, creating background songs for content, or just experimenting with AI, let me know down in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys actually would use this for. Don't forget to like this video if it helped, subscribe if you're into the AI space, automation, or productivity tools, and I'll see you in the next one.